a great day. Wrapping up here, but I had some deliveries today and I wanted to jump in to these deliveries. I also made a trip quite recently over to David Austin Rose Garden, which is my absolute favorite rose garden to go to in the world. I rate rose breeders. David Austin #1, Peterbilt's #2, and then we'll see where everyone else falls after that. But those are my #1, 2. And so I have a tour of the David Austin Rose Garden on the channel already, so go and check that out. But I went back over there quite recently and I was able to pick up a couple of things. Toured the garden again, and I managed to catch the garden this time in full bloom. This is the Handbook of Roses, the year 2025. This is 2 pounds. If you want to know how to get your hands on one of these, you can order it off the David Austin website. You can also get one of these. You don't have to order it. If you order a rose off the website or a couple of roses off the website, they'll send you one of these, and next year, the following year, they'll keep sending them to you. So that's a good way to get on their mailing list, and you get to pick up this magnificent handbook of just beautiful, beautiful roses. It's all David Austin roses. It's all their roses. Goes into details about the roses, about the varieties, how to use them, where to use them, and just how to name the different blooms. You can see here more details about how to plant them, how to care for them. And then at the very back, and it's just a list of all of the rose varieties. And so really a great little handbook you can pick up, talk about when they bloom time here. So it's a great little handbook, and I bought this today. It was really cheap. If you're noticing this in front of me, this is Harlow Carr. It's a David Austin rose. And the reason I bought it when I was at David Austin, again, everything was in full bloom. All the flowers looked great. All the roses looked great. The companion plants looked great. I have a video coming out. You'll be able to see that pretty shortly. But there was one rose that stood out above all the others. It was drenched in blooms. And so the way David Austin plants is they plant them in blocks. So there are blocks. So you'd have 4, 5, 6 of the same plant together, 4, 5, 6. So you can see that grouping together to see what that plant really looks like. But even still, with all of the groupings that looked great together, one of them that stood out was Desdemona. It's a beautiful rose. It really stood out. Bring On Sunshine, I think was the name of it. It was a beautiful yellow rose that really, Bring Me Sunshine, that's the name of it. And it really stood out. Beautiful yellow golden color. But this rose, above all others, was absolutely drenched in blooms. And look at that petal, look at that bloom. This is Harlow Carr, David Austin, Floribunda. And Floribunda simply means that it has multiple rose heads at the end of that stem. And this is a very thorny rose. I don't know, you may can't pick that part out, but this is a very thorny rose. Look at that, beautiful. But I picked this up, Harlow Carr, and I got it just because, I love that pink. It's a consistent pink. It doesn't fade. It holds that color through the life of the bloom. Because you can see on this little bloom head here, some of those have gone over. And a lot of roses, the colors, they get pale and those colors bleed out. This is a bit of a paler color. These colors bleed out. But they keep this beautiful, just a nice, consistent baby pink, and just keeps it right through the whole bloom. And then it's a very fragrant rose as well. And this is going to go into a large pot on the patio. Harlow Carr, beautiful rose, David Austin rose. It was the only one that stood out enough for me to want to pick it up and bring it home. All of the David Austin roses look good, and check out the videos on the channel. And if you ever get a chance to go and tour the rose garden there at David Austin, they're open 6 days a week. They're closed on Sundays. This was 33 pounds. It's going to get 3 feet tall, 90 centimeters tall, and 3 feet wide, 90 centimeters wide. Repeat flowering June through September. Strong old rose fragrance. Mid pink, bloom size medium. I actually find the bloom to be a little small. They said it's a medium, but to me, it's a little bit of a small bloom head. But it's still really, really pretty. Now, because it's a Floribunda, this is not a rose that would do really good for cutting and putting in a vase. It just doesn't, unless you want to cut back down the plant and carry all of those bloom heads. Hybrid teas put out that single stem in a lot of cases, and you get that one rose at the end of the stem that looks really good. That's not what you're going to have here. I'm looking for some of my other things. All right, but this is a really pretty rose. I just think this is really great. It's gonna be really nice to have in the garden. Let's mute this for a second. So take a look at this rose, guys. I gotta go pick up some stuff. It's a little hot in this room. This is my tropical room, and I will be right back. Keep an eye on the roses for me. Oh, gosh, can't hear anything. I've been here just talking and talking and talking and talking. Sorry about that, guys. Let me go back and recap everything that I've done up to this point. So, wow, I hate that it didn't have any sound. It was a little bit ASMR there, but no sound. This is a beautiful, branchy, looks like a eucalyptus, but it doesn't really smell like eucalyptus, so I'm not sure exactly what this is. But when I cut up the bottom, it had a really great fragrance to it. When you get a woody stem like this, what you want to do, 45-degree angle cut, and then mess that up a little bit, just kind of get in there, cut that up, because that creates a lot more surface area and just space, and it's just going to allow more moisture to get pulled up into this stem. This is a stock plant. I'm not sure what the name of it is. Again, 45-degree cut. What I was saying is you want to make sure, though, you have sharp shears, because you don't want to press. You could actually use a knife. You don't want to press because you're not trying to like squeeze. You need something that's going to really, snip that quickly, keep that opened up. And if these are a little wilted, it's because they've been in water. They're not in water. And over the next 24 hours, they're going to really perk up quite a bit. Now, this leaf is a little low. I don't want those leaves in the water. And the only thing I want in the water is stems. So let's take that off. Do I have sound now? Do I have sound now? Tell me you can hear me. I hope you can hear me now. Still no sound. So, someone jump in and let me know if you can hear me now. I feel like that old commercial. Can you hear me now? Let me see what's going on here. So do we have sound? If we don't have sound, I may have to stop the live, start it back up. I'm not sure if I have any sound. I have my mic plugged in, but if I don't have sound, I want to restart the live. Just try to figure out what's going on. Can't hear anything. Man, that really hurts. Okay, you can hear me. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that. I'll keep going. Sorry about that, guys. I think I might have hit the button by accident, so a section of this video won't have sound on it. I'll have to work through that. Okay, but we're now going in a triangle pattern. One here, one here. That matches what's on the card. They send the card out of what you... So there you go. They send you a card of how everything should look. Again, if I'm sweating, I apologize. This room is really hot. It was a warm day, sunny day, hot day here. And so this is my tropical plant room. I've opened up the windows to try to, it's a high humidity room as well. So the humidity is high in here and it's hot. So I'm trying to cool this room off, but it's just going to take a bit of time. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep building this bouquet. I think it's going to be a really nice one. It's going to be very colorful. Again, only thing I want in the water is stem. If there are any leaves that you think are going to be low, then snip those off. I only want stems in the water. Those leaves, they'll break down in the water. They'll foul your water up a lot quicker. So let's clip. So just clean that stem up. 45-degree angle cut at the bottom. Okay. So 1, 2, and we're going to go 3. I'm going to move one over a little bit. And there we go. So kind of a triangle. So triangle here, here, here. And then this foliage is opposite side. So foliage, this is going to kind of be in between the foliage. There we are. Okay, let's keep going. What do we have going in next? They have a purple flower, but I don't see it. There it is. Down, it's a little lower. Now this is nice. Did they name this one? Let me see which one this is. Lemon and Nem. It's a very odd name. A little purple flower, barely purple. The blooms are very small. 45-degree cut, and just triangle those in between the reds. Two, and then 3. Oh, no, wrong plant. I'm gonna get that in there. So I only have 2 of those. I was hoping to have 3 so I could create another triangle with those, but they didn't give me a triangle, so I'm going to go opposite sides. But I don't want to do exact same opposite sides of foliage. So I'm going to go, if the foliage is here, this side, with the purple, I'm going to go opposite so it's not laying on top of the foliage. So the foliage stems here, purple here, and then I have the triangle with the reds there. All right, now we're dropping in. This is really, really pretty. Look at that. Almost looks like celery up there. There's celery leaves, just really pretty. And I call this almost foliage, right? Just kind of adds a bit of flair into it. We have 2 of these. These are more interior, more in the center. So the one right there. And these are already just stems. Don't have any leaves on that. Good cut. One right here. That's good. This is starting to come together. Still definitely has a bit of a wilder look than some of the previous bouquets. Right now, look at the color palette. We have green and a really, really vibrant red, almost a fuchsia. It's a really vibrant color. So, and then the purple is so faint that it's not really coming out yet. So these will open up, maybe give me a bit more purple bloom. But what we have next are going to be really pretty. And this is the first time I've had these, and I love these lilies, Asiatic lilies. And this appears to be a bit of a pink. And this is, now we're getting into, we're staying complementary colors. We stay on the same side of the color wheel where you have the fuchsia. And then that's just, so it's going to be like that darker red to pink, same side of the color wheel. And so that's your coloration that you're getting, complementary colors. Multi-head stems, I like that. And these will open up. This is how you like to buy them. Also, if you're going to buy lilies, you want to buy them closed up. You don't want to buy them already open. They're going to drop blooms too soon. This is how you want it to look. Okay, so there's that. Now it's starting to get there. So when this opens up, these lilies are going to be really pretty. Pink, again, complementary colors, staying on the same side of the color wheel. Just kind of move this over so you can see a bit better. Get that just down on there so you can just kind of get a better look at that. And lastly are the peonies. Now I want to take this off because that foliage isn't doing any good. Now you also want to make sure you don't leave any hooking stems in case you want to, if you have any hooking stems, those little stem buds, take those off in case when you put your peonies in, when you pull it out, you don't want to do those little hooks because you don't want to pull out your other flowers if you want to rearrange that. 45-degree cut. Now these peonies appear to be pinky white colored. And so if I felt as though, and it looks like there's not, but sometimes your peonies have a sap on them. And if there's a lot of sap on it, you want to take a nice glass and fill it with warm water and dip this head in warm water. That'll loosen that sap up and that will help this plant make sure this bloom opens all the way up. I have 3 peonies here. And to be honest with you, I think I need to get a nice cup of water because I do see some sap on these. And if you don't open that head up, I have one, I'll bring one to you. So hang with me just a second. I have a peony that didn't open up on a different bouquet. I'm gonna show it to you.
In 60 minutes, it's going to be this.
Okay, let's talk about these peonies here real quick. Let's talk about these peonies. There's a couple things. I just had a problem, and I'll tell you about the two problems that I just had. First, I want to show you this. This is a beautiful white peony. Look at that. Beautiful peony, right? This peony was put in the vase on the same day, but this one had sap on it. Because it had sap on it, the head didn't open all the way up. This one did not have sap on it. It opened up. The other thing that I didn't do with these, when I put them in the bouquet and I put them in the vase, I didn't take the lower leaves out. So as I was just trying to pull them out of another bouquet of flowers, I was having a hard time. What you really want to do though is clean these stems up. Take all of these low-hanging leaves. You don't need them. And the only thing you want in that water is stems. You don't want all of these leaves. And it allows you to really edit a lot better. That's what you want. You can leave a little bit of it at the top. That's okay. But because I didn't dip this in water, it didn't open up. Again, same plant. Was put in the bouquet on the same day. This is what happens if you have that sap on it. I'm gonna put these back in the bouquet that they came out of. So I wanna clean off the bottom here. Clean all of these leaves off because I don't need that. There we go. Just a nice stem. I can leave a little bit at the top. That's fine. I'm going to recut this 45-degree angle again. And so they have a little bit more life in it. Now, what I was talking about with the water is this is just a cup, nice warm water. Just dip that head in warm water. Let it sit there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so to speak. That's going to loosen that sap up. Shake it off. And then stick it back into your bouquet. That's what I'll do with these. Not right now. I'll do that as soon as I get off a lot. So these two are going to go back into the bouquet that they came out of. I'm going to set these to the side. To go back to the bouquet that I have right now, these heads are really tight and there is a bit of sap on them. So what I want to do, dip this head in warm water. Not too long. You're not trying to scald it. In warm water, not hot water. Now you don't want to wilt it, but that's long enough. 5, 6 seconds of warm water that will loosen up that sap. That will allow that bud to open all the way up. Don't need those leaves. Take off these lower limbs. Take all that off. Take this off. Take this one off. 45-degree cut at the bottom. And I can leave those at the top. And that's what you want, that peony stem. Long stem, clean stem. Look at this. I can stick it into the vase. And if I don't like it, I can pull it back out and it doesn't yank everything in the vase out. All right, let's see what the instructions says. The peonies. And I don't see it. The instructions has everything in it, but the lilies, I think they have the peonies already open and they're doing a triangle pattern. So I want to go into what I feel is an empty space in this vase, and that's right here. I feel like this is an empty spot. So there, peony is going to be there. Here's the other one. Again, very complementary colors here. We stayed on the same side of the color wheel. And it's a safer way to do a bouquet and to do a vase, take the bottom off, is if you use complementary colors. It will almost always look good if you go with complementary. When you start to go across the color wheel, it can work, but the colors can get, especially if you're doing too much. If you're doing a lot of bouncing back and forth across the color wheel, it's going to look like wildflowers, and it's not going to look like a very fashionable bouquet. Freddie flowers, what I like about them is they pick out the flowers for you, so you don't have to do all of that thinking. They send you the instructions of how to put it in the vase. Of course, you can edit to your own taste a little bit, where you think things will look best. So you don't have to stick with what they instruct, but you would want to balance the bouquet. So I wouldn't want to take these 3 reds and put the 3 reds on one side and then put the lilies on the other side and then put the peonies all together. That just won't look good if you do all that in the vase. You want to interdisperse, and you want different colors, you want different shapes, and you want different textures. And I do appreciate the fact that they send me flowers that I would not otherwise pick up. So you have these stems here with this foliage, and you have this little purple. I wouldn't have bought that. All right, on my own. This is really pretty. It's just a lot of texture. It looks really great. And so I like the fact that they send you things with different textures and colorations. It allows you to kind of expand yourself as you kind of appreciate flowers. Okay, one more. This one's cleaned up really good. I'm still gonna take this off the, I don't need that. It had a little side bud on it, and that was so small that would have never bloomed in a vase. But take this off. This leaf isn't helping. Take the bottom. There we go. So I have a peony here, one here. So I could go either here or on this side. And I have a grouping of lilies here. I have some lilies here that's sitting more in the center. So I would take this peony and place it really, I think, right here. So peony, triangle, peony here, peony here, peony here. Lilies more in the center and things. And this is why you want to just have those stems. I'm starting to get a bit of crowding where things are kind of starting to shift as I place things in. The burgundy, that's really sharp magenta color. Space those out a little bit more. And just kind of pick it up, let everything fall. And it's going to definitely fill out a little bit more as these flowers, get past that wilting stage. So, you know what I'm gonna do? Because this actually it's opened up a little bit more already since I dipped it. Did I dip the last one? Oh, you know what? I didn't dip the last one. Look at this. Because I took everything off the stem, I could take that right back out. Didn't mess up the bouquet. My warm water, just dip that in that warm water. 5 to 10 seconds is all you need. Malena, how are you doing? If you're still hanging with me. Now, what you have with peonies when they're growing out of the garden, I grow peonies, you get a lot of ants are always over the blooms. They're crawling around these little closed up, but it's because there's this sap on there and ants are attracted to it, but they don't hurt. They don't hurt the flower at all. They don't hurt it at all. I put this peony right back in where I had it. But what I was going to say was, these 2 peonies that I brought to you, this bouquet of flowers is on the table right now, and they're pretty much done. I have a few more days with it, and they're going to start dropping petals. Because this one hasn't opened up yet, I'm actually going to carry it over. And I'm going to stick it into this bouquet and let it become a part of this bouquet. I don't think it'll be a problem color-wise. When you're thinking about your colors, you can add in white. I said stay on the same side of the color wheel. White isn't actually a color, but what I do is, and we have a blushing pink peony here, another pink one there, pink one here, and this white peony, which isn't really matching the color scheme, but it's kind of an open space in here. I want to fill it in a little bit and drop this peony in right here. And so that's, let me say that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. Take this box, set it to the side. And there we go. Let's take a look at it. Tell me what you think. Jasmine's great. If you could grow jasmine, that would be really nice to add to your garden as well if you have that. Very, very fragrant. Peonies are wonderful, but if you get a young peony, if you get it just a small root, it's going to take years before it blooms. If you get a peony that has one flower on it, one little bloom bud head, it takes about 3 years to get to a large size plant, and every year after that, for year 3 to 5, the bush on out, get a lot of petals off of that, a lot of flowers. It looks really great. So here we have what I consider a really nice bouquet. It came together. I was questioning whether or not this was going to come together, but at the end, I think it came together. It's a lot of texture here, and that's the main thing that's jumping out at me about this one is the texture. It's light on color, and it has these very vibrant, they call it a stalk, so I'm not even sure which plant this is, and I don't want to mislabel it. I know what I think it is, but I don't want to name it the wrong thing. It's very vibrant. These lilies are going to be, you see they're pink, very pastel pink. The peonies are going to be very pastel. I added this white pastel, kind of this white creamy color, so it's not going to hurt it, detract. These purples are very faint purple, so it's low on color on one side. I do like the foliage here. This is a great foliage. I really like this plant. I would love to use this plant over and over again. I think it's just a great foliage plant to add in. I think this stem, they said it was eucalyptus. It may be a different type of eucalyptus I'm not familiar with. I was thinking of a different eucalyptus. It is fragrant. If you scratch it, kind of rub it, it is fragrant. It does add a bit more texture, and it just kind of fills in the vase. And again, it's something that I would not on my own have gotten. I think though I would have liked to had maybe another piece of it to kind of balance out on the other side. I feel as though the two pieces, I can, even if I space them out, there's here, and then I have it on this side. And I just feel like if I was going to have it, I would like to have 1 or 2 more pieces of it. So like this, and I feel like this side is not balanced. So I would have liked to have been able to balance with that foliage. So covering on this side, so actually almost 3 to 4 pieces, but 3 would have worked. If they gave me 3, because this is actually the same one. It just kind of branched and kind of gives you more coverage on this side and this side. This side has coverage, but I feel like this side is light on the foliage. So I would like to have 1 more piece of that. These are nice interior flowers. Got the purple in the interior here, and then again this plant, which is really nice here. I didn't get quite as much difference in variation. I tried to cut those stems at different height to get a little bit of height variation. You don't want all the plants to end off at the same level. And so that's what I was trying to get here. So some of these are a little taller, and I was thinking just to get more depth to this bouquet, if I cut those stems, some a little shorter, like this is a little lower, this is lower, this lily's up a little higher, this purple is standing the tallest, this foliage here is at this level, the same plant is at a lower level, and it just gives you a bit more dimension in the bouquet. It just kind of draws the eye around it, through it. Overall, I think it's really great. I think it's a great coloration. I think it looks good. It's very vibrant though. This one flower, it just jumps out at you. And so you can decide if you like that or not. If you like the fact that they have one flower that's jumping out and you don't have a good contrast on that, or if you don't like it, to me it's a little much. If you're gonna give me pastels, then give me pastels, because I feel like this is gonna be very pastel pink, a little white, which I added, pastel pink, and then very light lilac, purple, and those are your colors. And then you have this very vibrant, but it does kind of give you more, it does grab your eye. So let me know what you think in the comments. Tell me what you think about it. Sorry about that section where, if you could hear the kids, they're eating dinner. Sorry about the section where you didn't have sound. I'm gonna go back when I upload this. I may snip that out, or I may just leave it in there and it becomes ASMR. I'll put a comment that there is sound in the rest of the video. I won't be doing this for a little while because for the next month, I'm going to be traveling across the U.S. I'm going to go to U.S. Botanic Garden. I'm going to go see a lot of gardens back in the U.S. So I may change the format up. So if you do see me on the live, it won't be from the flowers here. It won't be in this location. If I'm on the live, it'll be from an alternate temporary location as I'm on the move. But I may pick up some flowers along the way. I will end up where I'm going to a family property in Arkansas. That's where we're going to end up at. So I can buy some flowers along the way there and plant them in the yard. So I have a space to put some flowers. So we may end up having an opportunity to jump, but it will be entirely different plants, to be entirely different bouquets. Because again, now I'm in the UK, then I'll be in the US. So I think that'll be wonderful also to give you a bit of plant contrast to see kind of what's being grown there. But this is going to wrap up this live, guys. I've appreciated you jumping on and sticking with me. And until next time, do take care.